souls, the humans, whatever the humans are. So the monk walked 7,000 miles, and he says in one of his walks, there was a gentleman that keep on cussing at him. Verbal abuse, abusive. So all of us monks sitting here analyzing, what do you mean by abuse? And he's being nice using the word abuse. He's not me. He's not Jidao. But Jidao would have been like, he done call me this word, that word. He specifically called me a chink, a this, a gook. I would have been adjectives to let the people know how this man abused me. But he just said that. And then he said, you know, and it's rounds after rounds of me going on arms round that this man is abusing me. And I had to learn to love him. I was like, oh shit, I was like, oh boy, here we go. Every time when a monk used the word love, I'm like, oh boy, it's gonna get deep. The DeWalt drill started to move when he said love. And I'm like, okay, well, you already got half an inch into my heart already. Go ahead, because you a Tudong monk. We revered you. You all are our teachers. Go ahead. They said, I had to learn to love him. You know, I'm already a monk. I've given up everything. What more did this man want from me? What was it about me that he hated? Particularly me. So the me, the my, and the I. The practice of the non-self. So, and then he says about how they walk 7,000 miles and even more, beating up their bodies to learn endurance and tolerance. For when this happens right here, the bows and arrows that come flying of behavior. See, the Buddha taught the 6 senses. It was originally 5, then the mind became 6. Reflect on Christ and Buddha. They always close their eyes, right? My dad goes, do you see Jesus? Typically he's looking down or he's closing his eyes. You see the Buddha typically closing his eyes. He don't want to see nothing. He don't want to see y'all. None of them want to see y'all. Why? Because as soon as you open your eyes and you see shit, you know, you get itchy. Then you feel the need to say something. And then when you hear something, if I'm cussing y'all out in Vietnamese, y'all won't understand what it is. So you can't get mad at me. You don't know what it is. I see no evil, I do no evil, I hear no evil. So when you doing your thing with the bucket, just pretend like you didn't see nothing. You know, that's one thing about being in close quarters of relationships, is that when you see things in each other, it just makes you itchy in some way. You always got something to say. One of my ex told me that. You always got some to say. And I was like, you good. You pointed out. I'm sorry. When our senses are activated, we just feel the need to say something. So, back to the story of the Tudong monk, right? They beat up their body to learn patience and tolerance, which you got a taste of. All of a sudden, we at this stupa, and I'm like, Mel, walking meditation. Kiss the earth with your feet. Girl, never seen somebody walk so quick. And then along the way, and I'm like, you know what, Chidao? I don't care what she does. Do your job, Chidao. Give the teachings. Whether they hear it or not, who cares? The whole world is also watching, so give the teachings. And along the way, I'm doing my thing, she doing her thing, and I'm like, for those who think fast, no, I'm hitting all the key points. If you missed it, your fault, not mine. Doing my job. And I said, for those who think fast, will typically walk fast, and if you're impatient, do walking meditation. So if the fault here lies on her, and if she was impatient, because this morning, she didn't get her behind out and did walking meditation. Her fault. My fault, my fault, my fault. Catholic world. So I thought that was, I thought that was amazing to hear from a Tudong monk. Fortunately for me, I didn't have to do Tudong because of whatever circumstance, whatever. But I sat there in 1 year, so maybe I didn't endure that way, beating up my body and feet. I mean, I did walk a lot, did laps. But I learned a different type of impact. I learned an arrow coming into my heart And for that entire year of silent retreat, I had to learn to surgically remove this damn arrow with that arrowhead. And I'm like, okay, well, it went in this way. How do I get it out the same way that it went in so I don't rip my veins, ventricles, and damaging more chambers? Which no one ever understood. This is the first time I ever explained it this way. In order to endure tolerance and patience and learn to love myself and love other people when they tell me whatever they're still going to want to tell me.
They're doing the thing. I left something out there. Okay, go ahead. They're gonna come by.
So, what does this mean for you? Right? Story's great. I'm not a monk. I don't walk 7,000 miles. What the hell does this mean for us white people, Puerto Rican people in here? Is that y'all have so much to learn. Yeah, it's not going to work because you haven't learned to tolerate. Indeed, true and just and right. You haven't learned to tolerate yourself, your emotions, and tolerate the other person. How do I learn to love? So this is why I'm telling you that every story in the Bible and every story in the Nikayas talk about love. And it's like, shoot, we don't know how to love. We don't know how to swallow our pride. We don't know how to sit with the silence. Refining that practice. You know, and I'm a city monk. And I did sit for 20 years. Hell, 22 years of meditation. But I've been a city monk for quite some time doing counseling where I'm running like Mel. So when I sit nowadays, I do get fidgety. So I have to refine my practice and sharpen my sword. That means even if both of you have PhDs in relationships, and if you don't practice what you were taught, it would be dull. It's not sharp, nothing sharp. Both of your little arrowheads are not sharp. So you're prone to make mistakes. And my professor, like I said, my professor still can't find love. And she told us all of this. And we're like, oh my God. You know, I'm sitting in class trying to figure this woman out. And I'm like, I want to be like you. But you are already you. And you still haven't found love. And I'm in this class to learn how to love so I can eventually have a partner. And you telling me what, professor? I was like, oh, shoot. It might be longer than expect to get what you want. And it's one hell of a fight, I tell you that. Any relationship is one hell of a fight, one hell of a swallow. Because every relationship is like a horse pill. You want love, this is what you're going to have to swallow. And if I tell you and force you to swallow this damn thing, that's what it feels like. Swallow your pride. You know, what goes down must come back up. And that's what's happening with both of y'all. It's just like this bobbly thing like fishing, you know, just like and we feel sick to our stomach. We throw up, we have more health problems. Both of y'all waiting on stomach cancer with this kind of stuff. Premature death, at risk of premature death. It's very unhealthy. So like I said, you know, these are some of the examples to hope to inspire both of you to finally stop in your life and learn about yourself. No matter in the midst of how busy you are. And the excuses and the reasoning, I get it. I know you're busy and got to keep the AC going and blah, blah, blah. The excuses, right? But somewhere down the line, find it in your heart to say enough is enough. Priority of peace. Priority of my PhD at age 52 of me. Getting a PhD in my damn self. At this age, 50 something. And stop resisting. This is resistance. I don't want to lose Mel. That's resistance. That's not acceptance. I don't want Mel to go. That's more resistance. And the more you resist, this another piece of your heart getting ripped off. Every time you resist the truth of what the Buddha said, of what the monk says, of what Christ said, You just take a little piece of part of you and just throwing it bits and pieces. Acceptance. Like all of us, including me, I had to accept the love that I've lost and the love that was ripped from me that I didn't want to lose. I had a partner that ghosted me. I called St. Pete Police, and I'm like, what the hell was his name? Officer Wright. And I'm like, this is what happened, and I woke up, and the human is not here anymore, and the cars are gone. I don't know if they got kidnapped. When we dated, the individual told me they were involved in the mafias. Then we came back 10 years later, now we're here, now you're here. Can you please check what is happening? So Officer Wright gets on Echo and Foxtrot and start keying it in, and they're like, individual's not at the jail, not in the hospitals, not in this. Officer Wright, you know, taking all this from that. And you know, he closes his book and he puts it away and he tells me, you know what I think what happened? I think you got ghosted. And I was like, they left me? A human can just do that? Up and just leave? And we share this 3 minutes together because he got calls, he got to go. I'll never forget it. And I had to learn to accept. He a cop. He ain't a therapist. What do I want from him to comfort me in that moment of being ghosted? It sucks. But because of that suckiness, right? Of that rip, that tear, that makes you stronger. You have to experience this pain in order for you to grow. Period. There is no shaking one's head. There is no saying, no, I don't like this. No, I don't want it. The common theme in American culture, I don't want to accept. I will not accept. I don't want to accept. I will not accept. They've never gone through the pain. They don't want to go through the pain. They never grow. Let it rip out of you. Let it rip out of you. And eventually a new seed will grow and plant and come to fruition. Because we're 52 years old. We are half of our life. More than that. 60% of our life. I mean, back in the day, we lived, 60 was like, wow. At 60, you were considered centennial, which is the 100. Now, I think we've gotten to like 75, you know. So you got 25 more years. Not even. Because how do you think your body's going to grow in the next 10 more years? If it is already like this. In 10 more years, how your body going to be? Right? And we still playing these type of games and not taking care of our mind and our bodies. So I'm going to give you all less than 10 years as capacity for the enjoyment of life. You got 10 years to live. You'll be in a wheelchair in 10 years. You'll be on a respirator in 10 years and a half. You'll be in hospice by 12 years. Am I putting a curse? No. But I like to imagine these realistic things that could happen in order to give you all a sense of urgency that, all right, fine, she's going to leave, she's going to go. Let her go for now. It ain't forever. Well, we always think it's forever. For now. How many times has she come back? Like a boomerang. And let me work on myself because I'm 50-something years old. Maybe you should put 50-something years old all around this wall where you brush your teeth, where you poop. To remind yourself I'm 50-something. I don't know, for some reason humans just forget a lot of key things about them. I wanted both of y'all to flourish. I wanted to mend this. I wanted to, you know, I came with super glue. And I was trying to squeeze all the super glue I got for y'all to stay together. And I sit here 2 hours, full enlightenment with each individual, trying to get all the stories in, Mel's so funny. Mel recognizes all this. Mel's like, That man sat in our couch for 2 hours and done this professionally. Yeah, it was. It was by the book. With a little taste of Jidao in there, a little salt, a little pepper, a little bit of lightning, a little bit of thunder, but it was professionally done. And my desire for all of you was to be happy. May all be happy, be well, be free. And I have come to acceptance this morning, you know, that number one, it's not about me. It's not about the Grand Canyon. It's about other humans. And I'm like, uh-oh, what's happening? I should just crawl up out of the couch and try to give her the keys so she can move whatever it is that we need or don't need, so I can brush my teeth. I didn't even brush my teeth until you approached me this morning. So I was like, huh? What? What's happening? And I came to acceptance very quickly that it's just 95% not going to work out the way that I thought it could work out.
Can you tell me clearly what I did wrong so I can fix it?
At this point, I think both humans are wrong. How are you wrong, right? How? And what evidence do I have?
Because I realize I can't go back and undo what's happening right now.
You can't.
I know that, but
You can't. Here's where we went wrong. I don't want to sound judgmental or pointing fingers, but this is the truth of it. This is what I could gather. Based on the evidence that I have, what I've said in the past 30 minutes is that between your relationship, you all are not dumb. You use your intelligence to elude yourself. You use your intelligence to go around all of the pains in your life, maneuver around all the pain, you know. Mel's been going around cones. Mel's been doing this little snake around cones in her life with her intelligence. You, I'm not sure. I got more evidence from her than from you. But eventually, I come to conclude that we got two individuals, one who's analytical. You're also analytical. One that's highly sensitive. One who is very assertive. But between 18 years old to 52 years old, that 30 year in your life, you guys have been doing this. That's where the fault lies. We're here today because of that accumulation of playing around. You know? And the difference between me and you guys is I done that in my younger age, you know, with all the humans that I encountered, and I'm like, I figured it out, and I'm like, how long are you gonna wake up with this feeling? How long is this gonna suck? This weight, that burden, that thing there. And I decided to do something about it at age 22, 23. And you guys somehow able to elude that long. So somehow it's hard for me to comprehend how can a human elude that long without missing the point. Without missing the point of life and that impact of that hurt. The impact of the hurt of each relationship. Because you know, I took some of these jabs and punches and I'm like, oh, I'm down. Where's my flag? Help. And then as I was down, you know, I'm like, on the next fight, we got to figure out a new strategy. Because I don't know how to do this. I don't know how to love. I don't know how to do this. I don't know what the hell's going on, but I got to go back to the drawing board, the blueprint, and hopefully you all go back to your own blueprints. If for me to sit here and be like, you're too sensitive, you're too assertive, you're an ass, you're playing the victim game, these are just pretend assigned accusations, right? It wouldn't be fully accurate. I have to look at a general whole picture. I can't pinpoint specifically, you are controlling, you are insensitive, you are people are subject to change. Okay, yeah, okay, insensitive one day, and they can be sensitive the next day. Okay, can be controlling one day and then not controlling the other day. Can be a free bird the next day. But we're making the mistake here because you didn't practice these things. The Buddha's been around 2,600 years. Christ's been around for 2,000 years. How much time in between the 30 years have you spent with the priest, pastor, reverend, therapist, psychologist? That's for you to ask. That's for you to answer. For me, 6 years in therapy, like 7 psychologists. Me, I've been on the other side of the chair to receive more impacts, to hear things that I didn't want to hear. You know, and I have eluded all of them. I did what you did, so now I know. I sat there with no objections. I sat there with just taking in data, and I'm like, oh yeah. I did this with Kabito. I did this with Nyamiki Laird. I did this with Patrick O'Connell. I'll tell you who I did it with and to. Then I had to learn to stop. So forgive yourself. Don't matter what transpired yesterday or a week from today or any story you want to pull in your head to tell me in the 6 years. All it tells me is, in these 30 years, what have you been doing? You haven't learned our practices. You haven't learned the Four Noble Truths and all of these things that's been around there. Notwithstanding me coming into your life, these books have been around and circulating for millenniums. Millenniums. Being translated, now online. See, people choose TikTok, somebody shaking their ass on TikTok, rather than learning the Noble Truths. And that's their choice. Ignorance is a choice. Education is a choice. The practice is a choice. Choosing to stop is a choice. It's a choice. And any student that come to me and I've just broken up, I hear it every single day. Well, and then I try to reconstruct their life, but it all comes back to me trying to find out if they've been playing a little too long and playing a little too hard. And I tell them that so that they can see it. Have you seen that all your life you've been eluding everybody? Just running, you know? So if you want to stop here, I'm here for you. I'm the big red stop sign. Reverend Chan and now us Ajahns. Ajahns are senior teachers. Ajahns are like, you know, we can use a cigarette right about now with our life, our ministry. And when we see you humans, and if you're socially intelligent enough, you can pick up how we tell you these teachings by our eyes looking at you. Save up, go to Thailand, go to Laos, meet some of the Ajahns over there. And they just don't need to ask any questions. You come, you bow to them, and they look at your eyes for like a minute. And they'll tell you what to do just with their eyes. So good they are. You can read a human like a book in a minute. Instant insight. As soon as they gaze into your soul, your consciousness, you're going to see their disappointment. You're going to see it all. You're going to feel it. Oh, you're going to feel that energy. You're going to be like, ouch. Ouch. Again. These are the elders of the elders. We are the elders on top of the elders that is here. Of course we know. I hope this is a wake-up call for both of y'all. It's heart-wrenching to see the process of moving, because, I mean, it's stressful. No matter how many times you move, it's stressful, you know, and it's tiring with the existence of the shoulders, the back, It's just the human body having gone through this. Hell, having fun is pain in the ass. Nonetheless, this, right? Getting in and out of the car is pain in the butt. Going to see the stream is pain in the butt. That's suffering. The Buddha taught suffering. So if you pay close attention, you're like, the Buddha's right. Everything the Buddha said was right. And everything I'm doing in this car and out of this car, the Buddha was right. Going to have fun entailed some suffering. Nonetheless, this what we see here in this living room. How unfortunate. Breathing is suffering. When we sit and we breathe, when you take the inhale, let me tell you how we achieve enlightenment with the breath. The in-breath, it expands. And in the midst of that expansion, we're like, oh, the natural pleasure of the breath. You better learn to let go real quick. Because you feel that needing to deflate. And you realize, oh, wow, there is suffering in the breath. Nonetheless, suffering in anything else. There's suffering in the breath. The breath teaches the first noble truth. The days of the Buddha 2,600 years ago, they didn't have books. They taught by mouth. So the Buddha says, sit, meditate, focus on your breath. See the suffering in the breath. See the first noble truth in the breath. And all of the answers came to each human that sat there and really saw the suffering in the breath, the impermanence, how it wasn't permanent. Like some inhalations on top of the mountains, the inhalation of the fresh air was one of the most liberating feeling a human could experience next to sex. The natural, just the air up there is different than in the city and different in Thailand and Laos and Vietnam's air pollution. Ain't nothing worse when I was on top of those mountains as a monk in a country filled with monks and realized that I'm breathing in poison and I'm at risk of lung cancer. I was with Long Pi Shine and Long Pi Long. Don't make fun of their name. Long Pi Long. And they're telling me like, that's not cloud. And I was like, whatever. So, you know, it's potent. What we teach is potent. You don't want life to suck anymore? Give up. And I hope you're giving up slowly as part of this talk. This is giving up now. Letting it go and giving it up. Because eventually you have to give it up. You have no choice. When you die or she dies, no matter if you let go or not, it's gone. It's over. It's perishing. It's diminishing. It's dissolving. The point of me telling you all you have 10 years left is you are dissolving like a tablet. You are this tablet. Alka-Seltzer. That is one complete human life in this lifetime. You got one tablet. Take care of this tablet. Take care of the egg. And you have dissolved half of that tablet already. Your life. Already. Now what you do with the other half is now up to you. How it's going to chip, break, how it's going to fall to the ground, how you're going to super glue it back together, I don't know. But get yourself an Alka-Seltzer and break half of that. And this is now my life. Or the next time you see a priest break the bread, that's you, darling. That's you. Why do you think, and most of y'all are Christian in here, why do you think, do this in memory of me? And it is the most profound sentence towards enlightenment instantly. When the priest holds up the blood and body, the body of Christ and the blood of Christ. That's your blood. That's his blood. But that's also your blood. Body. That's your body too. So take care of your blood, body, mind, spirit, soul, and follow his teachings in memory of him. And then they ring the bell. And that was the most profound thing every Sunday. Take your ass to church on Sunday. The most beautiful thing is the Mass. You don't want to follow Buddha? Damn it, follow Christ. No objections. But he's teaching you to take care of yourself and to love one another as if you would love yourself. And this is not happening. I don't know if we got to buy a projector. I think some couples out there need to buy a projector and put the Bible or scripture or Nikayas on the wall every day to read. I don't know, you need Jesus every corner. You need to cross over there, over there, over there. I don't know why people don't do these things. See, just having fun, and we're already achy. Just having fun, just trying to laugh and giggle and helping each other up the rocks, down the rocks, butterflies, and our body taking a toll at this age. You know, I'm 37, just waking up, walking out of the house. Nonetheless, at 50, I'll be damned at 50-something years old doing what y'all doing. I'll be damned. Damn. Oh my God. I'll put myself in y'all's shoes at 50-something, and I'm like, oh, Lord. Any questions? And
Is it possible you can somehow help me?
I'm going to try my best as I'm in Florida to help you through the screen. And hopefully you do the work. You know, Buddhism is easy because when you're already this intelligent, you read and accept. And if you want to test it, go ahead. But you 52. Read, accept, learn to breathe, self-discipline, exercise, eat right. Discipline. We monks, after 12, we're not allowed to eat. I didn't want y'all to feel a certain way, but after 12, we're not allowed to eat. We eat maximum twice a day. The Tudon practice once a day. The Buddhist instruction it was, sit and eat, and once you get back up, do not eat again. These were, we were like, oh, okay. We've gone away with certain amendments for working monks and monasteries where we have to put, you know, the monastery together, nails and hammer, so they need some nutriment, you know, nutrition and all that, but it's a very disciplined practice. Buddhism should be your now last stop in your search. And hopefully I've done it justice, that hopefully you all have concluded that, yeah, well, this philosophy seems like most comprehensive, and stop here. Or go with the Bahaya, whatever is going on. I don't know what the hell going on out there with all the religious realm. Religious shopping is what you guys have been doing. Keep going. You know, you're 52, maybe 60 years old, you figure out. I don't know. And I don't come and I don't try to recruit people. It's a pain in the ass for everything that we do, Ajahns. It's a pain in the ass to waste our breath. It's a pain in the ass to ordain. It's a pain in the ass to supervise. It's a pain in the ass to take people in as a burden. It's a pain in the ass left to right. Because we already know the nature of humans. We do it out of compassion, but it's still pain in the ass. But yeah, it just should be just, you know, you're 50-something years old. I can't. Let me give y'all something to laugh about. When I leave, you should have some stories to talk about. I'll go back to Florida, and part of my job is a driving instructor. For people who are new coming into the United States, learning how to drive. And I can't tell you how many times I get paid when people don't listen. And many times I sit there as a monk and I go, damn it, for every time when a student don't listen, can I just get paid the same way I get paid as an instructor? You know, the straight-in parking? You want to do it at 90 degrees. And so many times, and it's your type too that I get a kick out of. The one that does things quickly. And I said, listen, see them cones? The closer you are to the cone, escucha, listen. The closer you are to the cone, that means danger. You hit a cone, is $150. Okay, it's $40 an hour. If you hit a cone, it's $150. Ah. And the first guy that I got in my beginning of driving instructor was the guy that says, yeah, I'm a truck driver in Vietnam. I've been doing it for 15 years. He like 30 something years old, right? I was like, great. So I'm thinking he gonna ace this thing, right? He goes in there, perfect. Upon backing out, pow! So now when Vietnamese people come and they tell me, I've been driving for a while. And I said, stop, sit down, listen. The longer you've been driving in Vietnam, the faster you fail in the United States. Do you understand? And no matter how many times I tell them that, they always hit the cone. And the amount of money I make as a direct result of them not listening. And I said, damn it, I chose a tradition that cannot charge money. God damn. Every time they call in and they don't sit and breathe and meditate, damn, I'm rich. I could buy Mel a house right now. We're like, Mel, you getting kicked out? Where my realtor? Where my damn phone? Hello? Yeah, I need a house on 123 Fake Street for Mel. Well, I don't care. Erect the house, $1 million. Goodbye. Should be over there in 2 hours. Click. Damn, I don't make money. Damn, I want to disrobe. There's so many damns that I say in one day, just for fun. With the amount of jokes that I crack with you guys, just imagine in my head how many jokes that I comfort myself choosing this tradition. But anyways, but it comes back to listening. So in addition to being a Jan, is that, I go out in the clinical field to work to learn more about humans. You learn so much about humans, you draw this global conclusion that this is who they are. But I've seen Mel's type. And all I gotta do is got 3 minutes in the car, right? And I said, the first thing we're gonna do is let you get used to the car. Every car is different, just like a bicycle. And go ahead, and I'll let them loose. And I'm like, don't touch the gas, let go of the brakes, 5 miles an hour. I just wanna see how you get used to the steering. There's a method, there's a scientific method way to do it safely. Yet they still hit cars, trees, and trash can. And I'll watch them for like 5 minutes, and they'll start doing weird stuff, and I'm like, stop the car. Oh, it's so funny when I do it. You got to come to Florida, girl, because you're a truck driver. You CDL for life. And I'm like, stop. And I'm like, and usually my voice gives that power to command, power to get instant attention. And I'm like, you reckless. And I see these eyes lit up like, how do you know? Because you know. See, yesterday you saw that SUV. You're like, he know how to drive. It ain't leaning. The weight distribution, the brakes, So I know in my low driving range, right? I know. Of course, you are trained to look for that on the road. Girl, I'm on vacation. I ain't trying to look for nothing. You do what the hell you want to do. That's your brakes, not mine. And I'm in my own parking lot, my dad's office. And I'm like, go ahead, Felicia, go. Tom, Dick, Harry, go ahead. And I'm like, this one's an aberrant one. Aberrant meaning defiant. I gave instructions, you didn't follow those instructions. Defiant. And I'm like, stop the car. You reckless, huh? Everything you do in life is reckless. I tell them that. I give them this lightning bolt, and they're like, and they keep on paying me. I don't get it, And then they do it all over again. And I'm like, and there's some people that are so quick, like you, Mel. Some people are so quick. I've actually stopped the car before, and I'm like, stop. Put it in park. Listen. When you go to the bathroom, do you wipe? Yes or no? I use this yes or no thing that you guys are doing. Yes or no? Ain't no gray either. Yes or no? And they're like, yes. I don't believe that you wipe when you go to the bathroom. I'm a teacher. You ever thought about why I'm thinking this right now? Because the way how you driving this car in this parking lot, Who's chasing you? Ain't nobody chasing them. They own mind chasing them. But just like, hello? Are we running from the police? Can you please identify where the police car is in this parking lot? At the time of this practice, are you under the influence of drug, alcohol, LSD, shrooms, or ayahuasca? So I've seen your kind. And I've put your kind in your place under that paid capacity. You know? And yeah, people don't listen. I'm used to that. So, like I said the other day, ending this conversation is that do what needs to be done, study what needs to be studied, practice what needs to practice, to honor a living teacher, be a good burden. I don't charge a damn dime picking up the phone. But yet I got 3 phones I got to pay bills on. No one ever thought of that. So I'm committed to helping both of you all. I think over the past 3 days, I've set the tone, as you know what kind of teacher I am. And I just want you to be peace. There is a way to get there. But at 50 years old, the way is now a lot more strict. There is care, compassion, and understanding. But we really want you to enjoy your last 10 years left. And because I've seen the mind can change overnight, you can change overnight. Your heart hasn't moved yet. That's why you haven't changed. Look back on your life. When the heart is moved, you will change and not even know it. That's how we know it's love. Last story. I met this human that was drinking and smoking in Bradenton. I take my motorcycle down there. I'm tired. I gotta drive an hour down there to see your... I get off my motorcycle. I meet this human. I just met this human a week back in the day, before I was a monk. I don't want our viewers to be like, who? So I get down there, right? And I'm seeing how this human lives. House is messy. Not even a bed. There's a mattress on the floor. I'm like, all right. And then the smoking and drinking comes out. And I wasn't brought up that way. My dad was an alcoholic, but he suffered an ulcer in 1997 and almost died because of a bleeding ulcer. So because I called 911 and I thought he was going to die, my policy was, it's not going to be like that. There's no gambling. That is a cardinal rule in the home. And no smoking, because so I go down and I tell this human, I'm like, I tell this human, look, sex with you is so good. But tonight I need you to choose. Tonight, I really like you, by the way. I really like you. But tonight you're going to choose. The alcohol and the drinking, or me, because I am leaving. So I need you to go over there inside. I'm going to be out here on my motorcycle, just looking at the stars, moon, and the sky, and the rocket. I'm going to need you to go inside your house and think about what I just said. And I need an answer in 5 minutes, because I'm tired. I got 3 jobs and I'm going back to St. Pete. Human comes back out. Human says, I choose you. So I take my motor key off, go back in the house, have some more sex. And I'm like, okay, well, sex is going to be great. And I'm going to observe. I'm going to observe you. And I'm going to observe what you say to me. And I'm going to observe if your action and words is congruent to me. Human never touch cigarettes ever again. Human never touch alcohol ever again at like 19 years old. And that's how I know a human can change overnight. So it's kind of weird, right? Because I'm like, yeah, we take a long time to change. It's not going to happen overnight. But I've seen direct evidence that it could happen overnight. Because the heart was moved. I moved her heart. So that's something for you all to think about, is that our mind and our hearts, our feelings and our cognition, why is it not communicating? this feels a certain way, but this is an asshole. And then it translates to this and it comes out. And then whatever happens out here is an impact into my heart, and I'm like, shoot, I feel this and I want to change this, so I don't do that again. Why does it take so many heartaches for people to change? You know? If I'm here and I cannot move your heart in such a way, you got a bionic heart. You got some AI stuff going on in there I don't know about. They done put something inside of you I don't know about. I'm trained to move the human heart quickly with my words. You felt the impact. I know you, both of you have, but it wasn't strong enough for you to change overnight. Hell, they might just fire me as a John. You're expelled out of the order because you didn't do your job. All right, so I think we should adjourn now. I think I've exhausted all of my words and examples for both humans here to understand. If you all think that you all may have forgotten something in the midst of your emotions, you can go back to the video and reach out to me. Never think that I'm too tired. I'll be in Florida doing my own thing, and I'll get a call from y'all, and I'll be like, woman, what are you doing? How many clients are you doing? How many 401ks are you doing? IRA, 401k, the SEC on your ass yet? No. Okay. And you're going to tell me, Venerable, the medicine lady had done said. Oh boy, here we go with the medicine lady.
Well, it's not just the medicine lady, it's the whole indigenous population.
Right. Navajo, Cherokee, Sioux.
Anybody that does smudging and saging, absolutely.
So just call me. I get a kick out of teaching. This is a never-ending progress with humans. I'm put here to deal with humans. I love it. If I didn't love it, the rule says, tell one other bhikkhu and you can disrobe. So I can literally call Vasu and be like, hey, I'm disrobing, see ya. I'll be at the strip club tonight, so I'll send you some videos. Bye. But I'm still here. Alright? So forgive me if my tone of voice sounds in the way that it sounds, but it's meant to move your heart. That's the goal and purpose of it. The stories was meant for laughter, joy, and the heart to be moved, convinced where we're at in life. And hopefully you all find your way back. If it's meant to be, it'll always bring itself back. And if it's not, then at least you know that I enjoyed Mel with the time that I had, with the people that I was with, and the resources that was available at that time, which is the couch, which is the AC, which is the car. And it is what it is. Just have fun with it. Just have fun with life. Life's like the wind. It blows. Whatever blows comes this way. The leaves will land, and then the leaves will take off again. There's a lot of sad truth I don't want to accept also in the teachings of the Buddha, but he's not wrong. And by the days I live and witness y'all and witness other humans, it is becoming apparent that the 3 marks of existence is true, undeniable, irrefutable. Cannot deny, cannot debate, will not win against the advice of the Buddha. So we're going to go and put all this, try to fit this in the car some way, shape, or form. And
It should. You have your trunk. The trunk is pretty good.
yeah.
And the back seat?
Yeah.
We make one trip right down the road. I'll be done.
The bags are so big, I'm starting to think that's your ex, and that's your other ex. I don't
No, whatever it is, it is. But I'm going to take
She done
it
killed
from-
somebody there. That's a big
There's
bag.
something I can do because my intent, I would say my true intent was never for Mel not to have somewhere to go, but to know that this is challenging. But not the abruptness of, I don't want her to not have somewhere to go. If we agree to do what we can and maybe not talk,
Here's the
I
problem.
don't want to hurt somebody, and it's not.
I know.
It's not.
Here's
Not.
the problem. The problem is not about talking, because you see the other like 30% is body language. And you're not trained to guard your senses yet. So the fact that every time when somebody walks through that door and you have eyeballs and the eyeballs are activated, they're gonna do something like stuff dropping on the floor. And the expectation of who's going to pick this off the floor. The communication will be very silent and cold because of the expectations. I'm telling you, I've thought about every route. Unless you all want to object amongst yourself, I don't see how this is going to be a peaceful endeavor. The abruptedness, I don't think she's going to be homeless because all the churches that she knows and the indigenous people, she has found backups on top of backups because she knew this day would come. She knows that. She knows herself. But to say that, I mean, you all can object me. But what I know from science is that, you know, the eyeballs opening up, the things you will see, even if you shut up, sentences will happen. It will just appear in the midst of a week. It's going to rub somebody the wrong way, and then you will feel the need to just say something about it. Always got something to say. All right? And just cool off. Take some time apart. Time does wonders. Time does heal. This is very intense. For 6 years. Very intense. Both of y'all should be enlightened by now because the Buddha only took 6 years to be enlightened. So, well, we're going to get on with it. All right.
Do you have anything
that all?
to share